Here to debate, former DNC Deputy Press Secretary Jose Aristimuño and Beverly Hallberg, president of District Media Group and fellow at the conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beverly, I'll start with you. House Republicans intensifying their assault on Robert Mueller once again. And the latest here with these two lawmakers essentially calling for Jeff Sessions to step down. The question is, would that, if it were to happen, clear the way for Trump to then fire Mueller?
I think that there is potential, but I would say here's the reason why there is concern to begin with. The lack of evidence of collusion isn't because of a lack of investigation. There have been now 6 investigations against Trump, and yet they have found nothing. This is more than what we saw with the 30,000 missing emails from Hillary Clinton, more than Benghazi, yet there has been no proof. So I think the question we have to ask ourselves is how much more time is needed, especially when taxpayer money is being used to try to find out whether or not anything there is there.
I've lost track, Jose. I think they've had about 7 months and no collusion yet. Although investigators typically do hold all their evidence, their information close to the vest until it's time. It's sort of like until you get to trial, essentially. You don't obviously expose what they've got, but it doesn't seem they have much regarding collusion. But Jose, Friday, Republican Senators Lindsey Graham, Charles Grassley, they both asked the Department of Justice to open a criminal investigation into the author of the dossier, Christopher Steele. How do you think the Department of Justice handled this shadowy document which prompted the Russia investigation in the first place?
Look, I think the reality here is that, the attempt by the Republicans to do this is just another way to distract the American public. The investigation is not over. The investigation must continue. The fact of the matter is that we're in a midterm election 2018. I think people are, the Republicans are worried that if this investigation continues, they're going to lose the House and they might lose the Senate. We had to remember that Robert Mueller, who many Republicans have praised in the past as someone who's impartial, he's looking into Ivanka Trump, he's looked into Donald Trump Jr. So, we continue to get closer to the Oval Office, and obviously the president doesn't like that, so they try to do, and the Republicans and try to help him out and trying to do this sort of things that at the end of the day, we know that we don't know if there's collusion with Russia. We do not know yet. The investigation needs to conclude, and it hasn't happened yet. So we got to wait and see. Okay,
but the dossier, Beverly, has become a key weapon in Republican attempts to undermine the Mueller probe. Do you think the dossier will ultimately delegitimize this investigation?
I think it may. We have to find out more. That's why I'm glad there are some subpoenas to find out more information. But one of the concerns, and why you even saw members of the Freedom House Caucus come out and say that the Attorney General needs to step down, is because it seems that the New York Times gets more details than Congress even gets in these hearings. There are so many leaks, and we need our Attorney General to make sure that no investigation, no details are being compromised and sent to reporters. And I'm wondering if there was a bad precedent set by James Comey, who didn't have any problem leaking his conversations with the president. So that's what I would say with our Attorney General, is making sure that the investigations, the integrity are upheld and that the leaks have stopped.
Yeah, the leaks are bad, but they do also provide a lot of intelligence, and it also sort of opens all our eyes as to what is going on. But Jose, members of both parties, they're seeing potential, for Democrats to retake the House. Republicans say this is their shot. This dossier is essentially going to give them the credibility they need to basically remain in power come the midterm elections. Who benefits from this dossier?
Look, at the end of the day, Republicans, Democrats, we need to be, at the end of the day, we need to be worrying about Americans and their issues. The American public is tired about, hearing about the Russia scandal. Robert Mueller needs to continue doing his job. And then, look, we've done well. Democrats have done well in Virginia. We've done well in New Jersey. But time will tell. I think the American public, we've seen a president with 30 approval rating. He passed one legislation in 1 year. So we got to see. It's for the American public to judge, right, come November.
All right. Jose Aristimuño and Beverly Hallberg, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly.